welcome to The Explainer. Okay, so the 2026 World Cup, it's going to be the biggest sporting event in history, period. We're here to give you the playbook, the high-tech playbook. Your team absolutely needs to get ready.
All right, let's just jump right in. To really get a sense of the scale here, you've got to put it side by side with the last World Cup. And I'm not talking about a small step up. No way. This is a massive leap, a quantum leap, really, in every single way you can measure it.
So here's how we're going to break this all down for you. We've got 5 key areas. First, we'll get into the whole new game format. Then we'll look at the massive North American stage. After that, we're diving into how you actually get in on the action, the new ticket rules, and the logistics of it all. And of course, we'll wrap up with the key takeaways your team needs to know.
Okay, let's start with the most fundamental change, the big one. The tournament's format? It's been completely re-engineered. Seriously, you can think of it like a whole new operating system for the World Cup. So, for the first time ever, the World Cup is expanding from 32 teams to a whopping 48 national teams. This is a total game changer. It opens the door for so many more nations to compete, and it just completely reshapes the entire competitive landscape.
And this is where it gets really interesting, especially from a business and tech perspective. You've got an extra 40 matches. What does that really mean? Well, it means 40 new broadcast slots, 40 new chances for content, and a much longer window to engage with a global audience.
So, how does this new format even work? Well, the group stage is now a beast. We're talking 12 groups of 4 teams. To get to the next round, you can finish first, second, or even sneak in as one of the 8 best third-place teams. All of that feeds into a brand new knockout stage, a round of 32. And the bottom line? The path to the final is now 1 match longer. 8 games total.
Right. So a tournament this huge needs a stage to match, right? And for 2026, that stage, well, it's not just a country. It's pretty much an entire continent.
Yeah, this is the first time in history we've got a World Cup co-hosted by 3 nations, Canada, Mexico, and the United States. Now, this creates some amazing opportunities for super targeted regional marketing. But, you can probably guess, it also introduces some, let's just say, serious logistical headaches for everyone involved, teams, fans, and sponsors alike.
So you've got 104 matches spread across these 16 cities. The U.S. is really the main hub here, hosting 11 of the venues and every single match from the quarterfinals on. The grand finale? That's going to be in New York/New Jersey. And the historic opening match is kicking off in iconic Mexico City.
Okay, so with way more games and cities, you're probably already thinking about tickets, right? Maybe for corporate hospitality, maybe for some cool promotions. But I've got to warn you, the whole ticketing game has been completely redesigned.
So what are tickets going to cost? The short answer is, it's complicated. It's basically a moving target. And listen, for anyone out there trying to build a budget around this is probably one of the most critical changes you need to wrap your head around.
Get this, for the first time ever at a World Cup, FIFA is using dynamic pricing, like for airline tickets. That means the price list they put out, it's just a starting point. Prices are going to go up and down based on real-time demand. So what does that mean for you? It means your marketing budget for that awesome ticket giveaway you're planning could literally double overnight. It's a whole new ballgame.
And hey, if you're thinking, well, we'll just use the secondary market, which, let's be real, a lot of companies do for those last-minute client things, you have got to know about the new fees on FIFA's official resale platform.
First off, FIFA's going to take a 15% cut from the person who's selling their ticket.
But wait, there's more. They're also going to charge the person buying that same ticket another 15%. You do the math. That's a 30% commission for FIFA on a single transaction. So if your team is planning anything that involves tickets, that 30% fee is a line item you absolutely cannot ignore. Of course, the World Cup is so much more than just the matches inside the stadiums. It's a massive global festival. But here's the thing. This time around, just getting to the party is going to take way more planning than ever before.
In every single host city, you're going to see these official FIFA fan festivals pop up. These are basically the central hub for fans who don't have tickets. And for brands, they are an absolute goldmine for on-the-ground engagement, interactive activations, and, of course, creating tons of content.
Okay, now listen up, because this is a really critical point. Remember the Haya card from Qatar? The one that was like an all-in-one visa? Yeah, that's not happening for 2026. There is no universal fan ID. Traveling between the US, Canada, and Mexico is not seamless. Every country has its own rules, and every time you cross a border, it's a completely separate immigration process.
Now, to try and help with what everyone expects to be super long waits for U.S. visas, FIFA and the U.S. government came up with something called the FIFA Pass. But it is so important to understand what this thing is and what it isn't. All it does is get you a priority spot in the visa interview line. Let me be clear, it is not a visa, and it does not, in any way, guarantee you'll get into the country.
So, what's the bottom line here? For any of your team members, your clients, or even contest winners who are traveling from outside North America, the whole process of getting visas and documents needs to start like today. Seriously, waiting until 2026 it's a recipe for disaster.
All right, so we've thrown a lot at you. Let's boil this all down into the key strategic takeaways that your team needs to focus on for your planning.
Takeaway number 1, the sheer scale is unprecedented. This is, by far, the biggest World Cup ever. And from a business and tech standpoint, what that really translates to is more inventory, more eyeballs, and a longer, more sustained window to connect with a truly massive global audience.
And that leads right into takeaway number 2. You absolutely need a regional focus. A one-size-fits-all strategy, it's just not going to work. Think about it. The cultural vibe between Vancouver, Mexico City, and Miami is, well, it's huge. Your campaigns, your on-the-ground activations, they all have to be specifically tailored to the unique culture and fans in each of those markets.
So, here's the deal. The world's biggest event is coming to our backyard. The scale is immense, the logistics are a maze, but the opportunity, it's absolutely historic. The time to start planning was yesterday, so if you haven't started, the time is now.